Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Minecraft Decameron. This is a challenge developed by Rsmalec, which is to record a single day night cycle in survival Minecraft and tell a story, and then you leave the link in Rsmalec's original video, and I'll leave that link in the description below. I'll even put it on the screen right now. So you can leave your link in there, and I've kind of missed the first one. I missed the second one as well, but I'm going to do the first one, and I'm going to do the second one as well. And basically, once he gets 9 other stories, he's told one, he moves on to day 2. And each day, 9 people, or including him, which is 10, tell a story, and over a sort of 10-day period. So basically, you're going to get 10 times 10 stories at the end of it. The inspiration is from the Decameron, which is Giovanni Boccacino. I don't know if that's right. And again, I'll leave that in the description below. But basically, it's about, in Italy during the time of the Black Death, a group of 7 young women and 3 young men fled from the plague-ridden Florence to a deserted villa in the countryside for 2 weeks. And to pass the evenings, every member of the party told a story each night, except for 1 day per week for the chores, and on holy days during which they did not work at all, resulting in 10 nights of storytelling over the course of 2 weeks. And thus, by the end of the fortnight, they have told 100 stories. So that's what we're going to be doing. So this is my kind of effort, and there are certain rules involved as well. The rules are, we create a world, and the seed for the world is the Decameron. Okay, I'm going to leave structures on, world type default, and cheats on as well. And you might hear Django and Vic next door. They're doing some Lego as well, but I'm going to be doing this. Now the first, let's create the world and just get in there. And then we can kind of have a little think about what we're going to do. So I've got a day and night to kind of tell you a story, and it can be any story. And I've thought long and hard about this, like kind of what kind of story should I tell you? I've thought about, maybe I could tell you a story about a kind of a personal story, like maybe how I got into Minecraft, or maybe how I met my wife for the first time. Look at these horses. Yes. So there's lots of different things that we could do, and I racked my brains, and I thought, because I love telling stories, and I love kind of I've got so many, but I thought for this one, what I'll do is I'll try and keep it super original, because it's kind of an original first episode. There we go. So this is and it's also survival Minecraft. So the challenge part of it is kind of just to survive and thrive at the same time as kind of building my base. And when it gets to dawn, that's it. We're done for the next day. So I'll join you on episode 2. Come on, little tree. There we go. So I've got some wood at least. So what I've decided to do is I've got some dice, story dice. I don't know if you've ever heard of these. Here they are. Here's a sound. Okay, so what I'm going to do is every now I'm going to tell my story using Rory's story cubes, which are these kind of lovely dice where you can kind of oh, look at all these villagers, where you can they each have a picture on. So each dice has 6 images on it, and I'm going to roll the dice, and I'm going to start telling a story like that. But first of all, I'm going to just make a some sort of shelter, and also just do my survival things. Now, do I want to take over somebody's house, or do I want to make my own? That's the thing. And I got some bread, which is alright. I'm just going to actually, well, I didn't mean to do that. Let's just replant everything here as well. Grab all the seeds. So yeah, let's do that. And then I'll, once I've got my house done, I'll start telling the story. Okay. So yeah, let's put this down here. I'm going to put my house here so I can actually see the village. So this is going to be the center of my home. And let's get some sticks sorted out, and let's get another axe. There we go, and a pickaxe at the same time. All right, cool. I'm going to grab this tree. So this is probably going to be another kind of area where I can plant a little forest out the back as well. There we go. There we Okay, cool. Right. Right. Let's get a house on the go. I need some stone. So let's. Oh, these horses are amazing. We're lucky. We're lucky, lucky, lucky. Right. Okay. Perfect. Don't worry about me. I'm a good man. Look at all the kind of messages that you were getting nowadays. It's like, oh, I've been playing this game. I think it's actually better if you don't get messages, personally. Because then you get a surprise, don't you? Let's get 12 pieces of stone. And let's just get a building sorted. Right, here's my house. Oh look, the horses are coming to say hello. Right, I'm gonna go one there. One there. Or is that too close? Dang it. Okay, let's put you there. There. And I believe there. Okay. House construction starts. Okay. Doopy doopy doo. There we go. I've run out of wood already. Oh, an apple. Okay. So let's start my first dice while we're doing this, and we'll start the story roll. So I'm rolling a dice, and I've got a kind of an image of a sun, a sort of a six-pointed star, maybe. So we'll start off with our story. So once upon a time, there was an object floating in space, and this object looked like a star. It looked like it had a round center to it, and off its center there were these 6 spires, each with a sphere attached to the end. Now, as it flew through space, we realize that it's not spheres, but these are actually glass domes. And in each of these domes, you can actually see there is a kind of a garden in inside of each one. Excuse me, horsey. Excuse me. Move away. Move away. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you, horsey. And in each of these gardens, one garden was a kind of a particular kind of like a deep dark forest. Another garden was a snowy biome. So in actual fact, there were kind of these 6 biomes in each of the area. Get off my wall. Come on now. Come on, behave. There were kind of biomes in each place, which was amazing. But we can't see anybody inside of any of these domes. They are, full of plants and things like that, but they're kind of seemingly lifeless in terms of like animals or kind of other kind of creatures and stuff. So there you go. That's my first dice, and what I'll do is I'll probably try and take a picture of each one as well. I'll put them down so they can kind of do that. I've got loads of dice here, so I'm going to take another dice now and see where the story leads me. So I'm going to just roll the dice. Okay. Oh, right, my goodness me. We've got a picture of a little man and a giant man. Which is a bit odd. Right, let's get this sorted out. Picture of a little man and a giant man. It's going to be strange. For sure. Right, let's get another layer up. Let's get this layer up so it's like this. Okay. I'll make it prettier later on, but for now I'm just concentrating until the night. Okay. I haven't seen any sand either, so maybe we need to think about sand. I need a door, that's for sure. A door for sure. And I've got to think about my little man and my big man. Okay, cool. Indeed. Right, let's get some more wood over here as well. Okay, so a tiny man and a big man. Okay. At the center of this spacecraft, and that's what we're going to call it, the spacecraft, obviously each of the biomes, the spheres, were on kind of each spire attached around the outside, all 6 of them. But at the very centre, through one of the tiny porthole windows that you can kind of see inside of it, we could actually see a figure. Quite a large moon-faced figure peering around at some diodes and wandering around inside there. This figure, dressed all in kind of silver and kind of your typical spacesuit affair, was seemingly, I think, when we think about it, when we looked at him, he looked like he was controlling something. He looks like he was kind of controlling a computer or something like that, some sort of systems that was driving the spaceship. And then we looked a bit closely, and just out the corner of our eye, we can see on his shoulder another man, identical in many ways, except for the fact that this man was tiny. He was actually so small that he fitted just on the shoulder of this giant. Well, it really depends on your perspective. The little man wasn't so little as the big man was big. So whether you think about him being a giant was whether your perception of him was of whether he was a giant or the other man was small. I need to break a window. Here we go. They also didn't seem to be communicating with one another. It seemed like the little man was just simply looking over the shoulder of the big man, almost like checking out his work and making sure that he was doing his job properly. More like a supervisor, which was unusual because the little man was obviously so small in stature, but not in authority. Okay, there we go. I think I'm going to go and find some sand now and see. Oh, perfect. And the sun is just about setting as well. So let's okay, new recipes unlocked. And we'll get inside and we'll try and cook some stuff as well. Okay, cool. And I've got an egg there as well. I need to collect some more stone to make some sort of oven as well. Oh man, I tell you what I haven't got. I'm just gonna have to quickly do it now. Okay, quick. Okay, so let's get that pickaxe so we can actually get some iron. Here we go. Okay. Iron. Right, we're in the danger zone at the moment, which means there's zombies and stuff like that, other kind of terrifying things maybe turning up any minute now. I don't even if I've actually got it on peaceful. Hopefully, I haven't. That may be against the rules. I'll just check. Right, I need some more stone. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's get 14, 13, 14. More for luck. Okay, that's good. I can't hear anything monstrous out there. So, fingers crossed. Hey! Good to meet you, sir. Good to meet you. Thank you for joining me. What we're going to do, we're going to just make a... We're just going to make a furnace. And get some things sorted out. Okay? So, I haven't got any wood. Let's just check also. We're on difficulty normal, so we're all good normal wise. Let's just I'm going to quickly go and get some treeage. Okay. There seems to be some light over here as well. Okay, so I'm going to get some charcoal, so I'll get some light inside of my little base too. Okay, cool. Okay, let's go, and then I'll roll my third dice. Okay, so first of all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're gonna just we're gonna cook these things. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there we go. It's all beautifully lit here. So that's one bit of charcoal. Oh, ah. Oh, you little sausage. I might die, I might die. Oh man, I'm dead. Okay, this is the danger zone. This is the danger zone. Right, let's... Okay. I know, you little sausage. This is gonna be painful, but I've got to just make this up. I'm gonna die again. I know. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Right, let's head back to my. There's this. Oh man, you're both in here now. That is a nightmare. Okay, let's head to somebody's house. Let's head to somebody's house. Right, okay, we're in. Excuse me, fella. Let's tell the third story while we've got some zombies outside. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do. Oh my gosh, I've got a dinosaur. A diplodocus of some sort or another. Now, what have I got in here? So, inside of this spacecraft, flying through the stars, piloted by, you know, maybe a normal-sized man, maybe a giant, but also a tiny supervisor atop his shoulder. We see in some of the kind of consoles, just in the back of the kind of the central part of the spaceship, there are vials. Okay, so we see there are 6 biomes all around, you know, consisting of kind of a jungle biome, kind of, you know, other bits and pieces. But in these vials, just behind these 2 creatures that are kind of piloting the spaceship, we see tiny vials, and each of those vials, there seems to be embryos. Each of those embryos are dinosaur embryos, okay? So these 2 are kind of flying through space with dinosaur embryos ready to maybe respawn a planet, you know, go end up on a planet and find out, you know, and start life for the first time. For the very first time. So maybe these are kind of like engineers of life, okay, flying through space, trying to find a habitable planet to start life anew. One giant engineer, one teeny tiny supervisor engineer atop his shoulder. Now, how am I going to get this sorted out? Indeed. Tell you what we're going to do. We're gonna try our luck at going up, making a bridge across to my house. Indeed we are. Indeed we are. I'd like to get back to my house very much. Very much like to do that. Okay, so now I've got 20 pieces of. I'm going to take this as well. Okay, if you don't mind. Okay, so we're in kind of trouble. Uh-oh. Alright. Alright. The skeleton doesn't know I'm here, which is good. So I'm just going to make my way gingerly across to my house. Oops. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, we're not gonna play that game. We're not gonna play that game. We're gonna play another game, which is Survive the Night. So, let's. Is that wood going in? Is that actually flying in here? It's not even getting in here. Let's head up a little bit so I can actually grab the wood. Okay. What's going on out here? Okay, I'm being stalked by a skeleton. Just not the funnest way of spending a night. Let's get the last. I think the last Place it in the last cube and roll it, and we've got a black crow. Now, that's interesting. We didn't have any animals in there. We had a black crow. So, for me, the black crow symbolises the future. Okay, maybe a dark future. So, in my story, I'm going to say that night when the spaceship driver, the engineers of the future, when they went to bed, the larger of the two, the kind of the driver, the spaceship driver, as he slept, he had a dream. And in that dream, he dreamt of a crow, a black crow, flying through the night sky, always towards him. The fact that he'd never actually seen a black crow also was of high importance. The black crow symbolised something, and he knew it meant, it meant that there was a strange future ahead of him, but he couldn't quite decipher what that meaning was. And then, before he knew it, he woke up in the morning. And immediately, he forgot about the dream, even before his supervisor had woken up, and he wanted to tell him so badly. He couldn't quite remember it. He had no words for what the supervisor was, for what the crow was. And he couldn't tell his supervisor anyway. My goodness. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you so much for joining me on this little adventure in storytelling. Do let me know what you think about this, and do go check out Rsmalec's video and all the other people's videos as well who've contributed to this project. And I'll be telling my story a little bit later. My goodness me, it's loud out there. So until next time, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.